Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Teenagers in Space, where we have just re-established power to the Habitats Ark, and we're ready to follow our mission commander Sarah's orders, get this thing off the surface of Mars, into orbit, and on the way back to Earth. Except of course this is Kathy Johansson we're talking about here, and Kathy treats orders more like vaguely worded suggestions.
Kathy, we're ready to leave. Are you back yet?
On my way. Be there soon.
Okay.
No, you're not on your way. You won't be there soon. You're there already. You are back. You're lying to your mission commander again, aren't you, Kathy? Why is that? Could it be that with power restored you now have access to the Panopticon? And you believe that's the last place your dad went, so you're once again disobeying direct orders, lying to your mission commander in order to resolve your own daddy issues and follow your own personal agenda. And I don't have a problem with any of this, by the way, because it's entirely fitting with her character. I do have to hand it to the writers. They know what they're doing. They know how to write consistent and believable characters. Not that I didn't say terribly sympathetic or likeable characters, but they're definitely consistent. And I do feel a certain amount of sympathy for Kat.
Oh no.
Oh, this...
Ailey, you don't think that's...
I mean, to a degree you can certainly sympathise. That's not Isaac, is it?
MacArthur.
It's MacArthur. So how did he end up lying in a snotty heap on the deck of the Panopticon? There's got to be a hologram in here somewhere. There it is. Let's have a quick check. What are these? Suit storages? Let's have a look and see what happened.
There's no way out, MacArthur! Open this door!
William, enough is enough. Reconnect Labos and let's settle this. Me, you, and Rosa. You're both destroying everything we built here. William. William, are you listening to me?
Suit up, Isaac.
What are you doing?
Just put your suit on. Outward, this is MacArthur. If the mutineers don't stand down immediately, I will shut down Ark Habitas.
William, you can't. You'll kill everyone.
Not everyone. Switch to your suit's oxygen pack.
There are people out there who still believe in Outward. Innocent people. Are you willing to sacrifice them too?
Only I have the strength to do what needs to be done. To save this. So, yes, Isaac, I am.
I think in reality it would probably take a little bit longer than this for everybody to deplete the oxygen in the environment, but okay, fine, they've got a story to tell. They're moving things along, I get it.
Are you the Panopticon with MacArthur? Isaac, please respond.
What did you...
Isaac finally makes a decision and picks a side. And he's a day late and a dollar short.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Isaac, are you still alive? I'm sorry it all came to this. Tell MacArthur to turn on Habitas. Isaac.
You're going to restart the oxygen pump, Isaac? No, he isn't. So Isaac finished what MacArthur started
So
and killed off all of the Homeward faction. But it's okay, because he's sorry.
Labos. Guy, I'm at the Panopticon. Is Labos alright? MacArthur. Hello? I'm Labos. Is anyone still on the ship? Come in. Come in, Ark Labos.
So MacArthur's the one who just tried to kill everybody who opposed him. Isaac's the one who actually did it and killed MacArthur too. But it's okay. He's sorry.
Outward. People of Mars. This is Isaac Johansson. It's, please meet me at Ark Vita. All of us.
All of us who are left, you mean? Because I'm pretty sure a fair number of outward colonists probably also died when they turned the oxygen pumps off. Although I suppose at this point the whole who's a member of outward and who's a member of homeward is kind of academic. Because with Labos sabotaged, neither of the two arcs on the surface can make it into orbit. So I guess they're all Martians now, whether they want to be or not. Well, I say now, I mean these are all holograms showing events that happened 8 years previously. But somebody sent a transmission to Earth. It's the whole reason why we're here. Well, I say somebody. Isaac sent a transmission to Earth. Oh, hello, what's that? That looks like something I'm supposed to climb. Let's go and take a look. There was another hologram in the other room, but let's just check this out first. Oh yeah, something I can... Well, there's a sealed panel over there that I'm obviously supposed to cut with my wrist laser, which I can do from here. Ooh, missed a couple. There we go. Now this side. Now I can not get over that pipe? Really? Okay. So, yeah. I mean, the reason we're here in the first place is because Isaac sent a transmission from Mars, which is why we know that
We have to get in there, Ayla.
Alright, that access panel's fried. Oh, I get it. See, there's an access panel on the other side of the door. I can send Ayla back. That's... yeah. Makes sense. So Ayla can get through that gap, down through the panel that we just cut open, and open the door from the other side. There we go. Well, was this MacArthur's quarters? Well, you wouldn't be expecting him to live in a bunk room, would you? I mean, he's our glorious leader, after all. I mean, come on, there have to be some perks to being a ruthless dictator who's prepared to kill anybody who stands in your way. This is kind of like the space equivalent of his little dasher outside the suburbs of Moscow. Let's have a quick look around. He's got his dictator's eye view of all of the plebs working below. What's this? Aside from the hologram, I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh, except for that. Ayla, can you open that? No. Ayla can't open that. Alright, let's get this hologram decrypted.
Please work.
Please authorize outgoing encrypted radio transmission.
Argus, authorized, please. I can't believe it. Moonbear. I can't put into words how much I've missed you. If you're hearing this, you know where it's transmitting from. 2 years ago, the outward colony lost connection to Ark Labos, our main power source. I'm stationed at Ark Vita, the same ship you saw on the moon when you were little, remember? Encrypted in this radio transmission will be the exact location of Ark Vita. I'll play it now for Ayla to decipher. Just no move there. I'm still alive. Come find me. Please.
Outgoing transmission failed.
Damn it.
So this was Isaac coming back to Habitas, presumably because Habitas has the radio transmitter, to send the transmission from Mars, I'm not sure about the timeline, 6 months to a year ago. That's the whole reason why we're here. Oh, busted again. You're on your way back, are you, Cat? You're nearly there.
I told Claire over and over again that you weren't ready for this. That you wouldn't rise to the occasion. But to keep this from us? We're leaving. Now.
You're one to talk.
Excuse me.
I know you only brought me here so that I could pull on my dad's heartstrings so he'd come quietly.
True.
So you could lock him up forever.
Also true.
Yeah, exactly where he belongs.
Also true.
It was that,
Or what? Plan B?
Yeah, that's what the guns were for.
what did you do with the weapons?
I got rid of them.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You have so much potential to help so many people, and you're gonna throw it away for your own goddamn selfish reasons.
Sarah, this isn't the way to do this.
Claire would be so disappointed that you turned out exactly like your father. So strong, yet so weak.
You're the one that brought guns. What is it? Revenge? Your pain brought you here, Sarah, so who's the weak one?
Again, Ryan's the only one who's right. This is not the way to address this.
You have no idea what I have been through. I am trying to do what's right. I am trying to save everyone.
By leaving without Ark Vita? Doesn't Earth need it? Or are you just too afraid to face my father without a gun in your hand?
They're kind of all right, actually.
I'm going to Ark Vita. I'm going to find my father.
Not in a million years.
Ayla, now.
What? She couldn't open that a minute ago.
Sarah? Kathy!
They really do have the writing of the characters spot on in this game. Their motivations are all completely believable. I mean, Kat's daddy issues are out of control, and she's never been the kind of person to do as she's told. Sarah, because of what she suffered through on the moon, is completely psychologically unsuitable to be on this mission, let alone in command of it.
What are you doing? You're jeopardizing everything.
Yeah, she kind of
Get
is.
back here right now. You're putting the entire mission at risk. Kathy!
Ryan's the only one here with a straight head on the shoulders, but he doesn't have the force of character to take charge. Claire was the glue that held this mission together, but she died in orbit, leaving Sarah in command. And unfortunately for this mission, Sarah is emotionally wounded due to the experience that she suffered on the moon at the hands of Isaac, leaving her completely unsuitable to exercise sound judgment where Isaac is concerned. Equally unsuitable to Kathy, who's motivated just by her daddy issues. None of this, of course, is helped by the fact that Sarah's the kind of leader, and I've met a couple of these in my time, who thinks that you get things done just by shouting orders at people, and if it doesn't get done the first time, you just shout the orders louder. And if it still doesn't get done, you humiliate, belittle, and point out their character flaws in front of everybody else. These really are all very well-written characters.
Kathy, there's a dust storm coming in. Do you want to get yourself killed? Head back now. Turn back now. This'll all be for nothing. Kathy, don't.
This part I am prepared to let slide. because a dust storm on Mars isn't like a sandstorm on Earth. You know, there isn't enough atmospheric pressure to support this kind of particle density. Anything that would qualify as what we might recognise as a storm. But they did this in The Martian too. And I love The Martian. You know, the movie. The one with Matt Damon. Based on the book by Andy Weir. And almost everything else about that book and movie was so great that I'm giving it a pass for the dust storm at the beginning.
We'll make it through, Ayla.
And I'm giving this a
Not
pass
changing
too.
course.
Kathy, I know what you want to find, but I don't think it will be what you want it to be. We've seen the pain and destruction. We know what they're capable of. We shouldn't. If you want me to say it, I'll say it. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what you will find there. Afraid that we'll fail to save Earth. I'm afraid of your father. But maybe more so than anything, I'm afraid of you. Do you understand that? You hold the fate of everyone in your hands, and I'm not sure what you're gonna do with it. Please don't do this all by yourself. Kathy, please, turn back. Kathy, are you reading any of this? Kathy? Kathy?
Anyway, one swift cut later, I have to admit, I started to get a sinking feeling at about this point, wondering what was going to happen when we found Ark Vita. If we end up finding out that Ark Vita is some kind of happy, clappy, hippie, trippy, lentil-eating paradise where they all skip around holding hands and singing Kumbaya in a green paradise that they've carved out of the surface of Mars under the benevolent leadership of their Lord and Saviour Isaac, and with the music building like this, I was starting to think that that was exactly what was going to happen. I am going to be so incredibly pissed. And I think the writers kind of expected that, because they weren't doing anything. The closer and closer I got to this arc, they were doing nothing to dissuade me of that notion. At this point I was thinking, this game's turning into Mass Effect 3, a fantastic game that's ruined by the last 15 minutes. I was very concerned at what it was I was going to find inside that dome. I mean, I was sitting here thinking, it better not be a paradise. It better not be a paradise. Because if it is, you know, why were they all struggling? Why were they fighting each other about food and resources if they've got a paradise sitting under a dome at Ark Vita? Oh. Come on then, Ayla. Let's see what's on the other side of the door. Oh, it's this one. Right. After you've been using the drone, sometimes the view doesn't switch back to the view that you'd Oh, fuck off, game. Seriously? It's a happy, clappy, hippie, trippy, lentil-eating paradise, where they all skip around, holding hands and singing Kumbaya under the wise and benevolent leadership of their Lord and Saviour Isaac. You've got the swelling, hopeful, orchestral music, you've got all the greenery, people working in the fields, you've got birds singing. All of the recipes for a cop-out, happy-clappy ending, and this game deserved better. And that's exactly what the writers wanted me to think. I really should have given them more credit, because while there have been some holes in the science in this game, although not as many holes as I first imagined. A lot of them were later explained by subsequent events, but, well, things like liquid water on the surface of Mars. Nope, never going to happen. The dust storm that we just saw. Fine, whatever. We gave it a pass in The Martian. Deliver Us Mars gets a pass on that one too. But what has been consistently excellent throughout this game is the writing. I suspect that the writers were deliberately setting us up here because, I mean, the signs are all there. The sunlight, the greenery, the birds singing, the swelling orchestral music, the workers toiling happily in the fields, harvesting the fruits of their labour. I mean, they set me up and I did fall for it, but I needn't have been worried because they've got this covered.
Is Isaac here? Isaac Johansson?
Oh yeah, here it is. The happy ending. Yeah, not quite. And I can't tell you how glad I am that it isn't. Because this game deserves better. It deserves a realistic ending. And we are going to get one. But first they have to just string us along for a little bit longer. Shout out to the voice actors too, because they've been really good as well. So at this point I'm thinking, fuck off game. They didn't all live happily ever after. That's not how things happen in the real world. And I'm very happy to report that that's not how things happen in Deliver Us Mars either. Because while everything looks great, don't be fooled by first impressions.
You got my message?
Yeah. But the only bit that got through was the first word.
Moonbear. I can't believe how much you've grown. I would have given anything to,
Isaac? Conrad here.
Hey, Con.
We're still low on carbon. You need about 1,000 cc's from Habitus to finish up Vita's prints.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Odim's dropping fast, so Miyoshi's hydrogen request takes priority. But I'll authorize your request immediately so Jill can add it to the next run.
Sure thing. Thanks.
Authorize the request, Argus.
Is that MacArthur's ASC?
Yes. I took him with me after the... well,
These are the only people that survived.
yes. I really wish there were more, but it was a dark day.
Well, you probably shouldn't have killed them all then, should you, Isaac?
The division, the violence. Our energy resources are really limited ever since that day. The only thing that we have in abundance is oxygen coming in from habitats. Besides that, we really have to balance what our resources allow us to sustain, which is difficult. But we made it work.
It's so beautiful here. It looks even prettier than Earth.
Yeah.
Resources are so tight and limited here that it can only sustain a handful of people.
The other colonists, they're not really happy to see me, are they?
It's not that. I never told them I sent that message. I don't think they ever expected to see anyone else ever again.
Well, I suppose we probably shouldn't be too surprised. I mean, it's not like he's going to be the first Johansson who makes a habit out of doing things for your own reasons and lying to the people who depend upon you. And we're starting to get the first hints that not all is perfect in Paradise. They are dangerously low on resources. They're having to allocate what they can according to whatever the greatest need on any given day is. And having just established that...
There's something I want to show you. It took a long time and more resources than I care to admit, but I guess I just couldn't let it go.
probably shouldn't be surprised at what Isaac has waiting for us around the corner.
Dad.
He's rebuilt their family house on
I don't
Earth.
have any words.
Come on, have a look around.
I have a couple of words, Kat. And those words are you out of
When
your
you're done looking
fucking
around, I've
mind?
got a surprise for you in the kitchen.
Wait, this wasn't the surprise.
Well, yes and no. But now I may be hyping it up too much. Maybe you won't like it. Just enjoy it and look around first.
Just look at this waste of resources. He's built a vanity project for his long-lost daughter, using resources that these colonists desperately need to survive. Look at all the wasted space. They're probably living in bunk rooms. My God, what is wrong with the man?
So, what's this something special you promised me?
Oh, I think I might have oversold it. Here it is. I know you're too old for a toy bear. I made it myself. With wood grown right here. Over there, in fact. I guess I just needed it to remind me of you. It is extremely delicate, so please be careful. Not like the dozens you destroyed before. What's wrong? Don't you like it?
I found all these holograms about what happened here. And what you did.
Oh, all right. You must think I'm some kind of monster.
Well, you kind of are, Isaac. In fact, I think he deliberately let all those people die on Habitas because he knew Vita could only sustain a limited population.
I don't.
I would understand. I think about it every day. I lost hope of ever seeing you again. I tried to stay out of it. I've made so many mistakes in my life. But, that day that I had to stop them both before they destroyed it all.
Why didn't you choose for Rosa and Homewood? Why didn't you try to come home to us?
It's complicated. You're here. You're here now. I'm never going to let you out of my sight. I'm going to keep you safe. You are here, safe. I promise.
Wait, you actually think she's going to stay?
Dad,
This colony's doomed. Of all people, Isaac has to know that.
we came here to save you, right?
Save me.
To bring you back to Earth.
You want to bring me back? But I didn't send the message for you to save me. I sent the message for you to be here with me.
Isaac, you're delusional. I mean, if you need any evidence of that, just look at what he's built. Look at where they're standing. But does he honestly believe that after receiving his message, the world's governments were going to spend the last of their precious resources sending a mission to Mars to reunite him with his daughter?
What was the plan?
Well, they didn't share those details of the plan around the one crew member that it all hinged on, Kat. But she's a smart girl, she figured it out, and now she's lying to her dad about it.
But Dad, we need to bring the Arks back home. To save us.
No. Ark habitats. It oxygenates the dome. Ark Vitas, we need to thrive. I mean, if you take these away, the whole structure, the whole system collapses.
But you said it's difficult to get by.
The colony is stable. We made it. We made it work for all of us.
But you don't have the genetic diversity to survive beyond a generation or two. Even if all your equipment works perfectly and nothing breaks and kills you, you're still doomed. The man is completely delusional.
Please, you must listen to me, Moonbear. Humanity destroyed the Earth. They'll destroy the Arks too. We'll go to the highest bidder or the strongest nation. They don't...
To be fair, he is probably right about that.
Look what we've achieved.
It's what I love about the writing in this game. Everybody's right, but everybody's wrong as well. But now here comes the big revelation that changes everything.
Outward. Was there ever a plan to save Earth?
Okay, I'm going to pause things here because this is actually huge. The whole lunar microwave power transmitter project that Isaac spearheaded, you know, the thing that re-establishing was the entire basis of the first game, that whole lunar power project was just the pretext that Isaac needed to sell to the world's governments to get the funding that he needed, to get the resources that he needed to the moon, where it could be used to make Project Outward and get his chosen few to Mars, abandoning Earth to its own devices. So all of those plot holes that I was asking about in previous episodes, like why would they need a genetic data bank of all living and extinct animal and plant species on the moon? It's a power station. Now it all makes sense, because that was his plan from the very beginning. Look at him. At least he has the grace to feel guilty about it.
Isaac? Amira here. Please come in.
Yes, Amir.
The Habitat's rover is back, but could you please meet me at the Savannah Terrace? It's urgent.
I'll be right there. Wait here for me, please. We'll talk through it all, I promise.
Kat's now going to suddenly start doing as she's told, is she? I sincerely hope not. So, not quite the happy ending that I may have been led to believe on first arriving at Ark Vita, and I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am about that. As for what happens now and what's dragged Isaac away so suddenly, well, you're just going to have to wait for the final episode. And you're also just going to have to trust me that it is going to be really, really good. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you're all having a great weekend. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.